All righty, guys. Well, I am so happy it's another day here that I get to be with you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you because I hope that I bring value to your lives every Friday, but as well as I know that every ambassador or every business leader on this call every day brings value to my life, and you guys bring value to my life as well. So it's always a reciprocal here relationship. And everything we do, that's what we should do. We should be sowing good seeds into people, and people are sowing. If you're sowing good seeds into people, then there's going to be people in your life that are going to be sowing good seeds into you. Because like I've always told my family, my kids, as you know, we raise them. Some are out in the world now as married women. But I tell them, you know, it's not about how much money you make. It's not about, you know, what you accumulate in life. It's when the day that after your last dying breath, or after your dying breath, is this world better off because you were born, because you came? And that's really the legacy we leave. Money will be spent. If you leave money behind, land will be sold, real estate will be sold, things will be used up. But what you leave in people's hearts, that'll continue to grow generation to generation. I know that a lot of value was put into me from my parents and from my dad, who's still alive. He's 91 years old and still being a great example to me. But I know that my mom passed away in 2011, and all the value that she put in me is still going strong. You know, the love that she showed me is still being passed on to my kids, people that I love in my life that I care about, and it'll just keep going on and on. So, guys, last week we talked about the 3 ingredients. I left one thing out, though, on purpose, but I'm going to go ahead and explain that to you today. And then I'm going to talk about positive thinking. So, we talked about the ingredients. Remember that what we're trying to do on this journey every Friday is to manifest your desires, what you want for life. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. You guys can have the life that you want. That's why we're here on earth, is to manifest the life that we want. And like I said, also be here to share love and experiences with everyone that we come into contact with. So never believe that wanting things for your life, for a better life for you and your family, is a bad thing. It's not. It's never believe that. That's a big lie. We're here to have the best experience that we can in this world. We're here to love, to show God's love to others, to show Jesus' love to others. And if we can do that, if I can do that successfully, then this world will be better because I lived, as I was mentioning right now. But last week we were talking about desire, the 3 ingredients you need to be able to manifest, and that's going to be desire. If you guys remember desire. What's the second one? Belief. And the third one is expectancy. Okay, so you have to desire something, and you have to believe that it's possible that you can attain it, that you can have it, that you can be it. And the third one is you need to expect it. It's already coming, like you ordered it online and it's coming. It's just a matter of it getting here. Okay, when and how. Don't worry about the when and how, and don't try to manipulate it to come to you the way you want it to come. Because remember, if you want to have something or be something you've never been, or have something you've never had, you don't know how to do that. So let God take care of that. All you got to do is have an open mind and receive and receive. And sometimes to get what you want, or to be what you want to be, is going to take you through a road, through a journey that you didn't even think you were going to go through that journey. But that's okay. As one of the speeches that Steve Jobs gave, I think it was in a Yale or Harvard graduation, he said, you really don't know why you go through certain experiences until your life, you're going down your life, you're living your life, and then you turn back. And when you turn back, you can connect the dots and see how you got where you are now by connecting all those dots and those certain experiences that you had that you didn't know had any relevance to the success that you were going to have in the future. But it did. It was a key and very important part of having that success, is going through that experience. Okay, so as you have desire for something, belief and expectancy. These three things, when you combine them in a recipe, when you bake them and you bring them out, what that is a word that we're all used to hearing. Maybe it's a cliche, maybe, people don't even really even know what the word is, but the word is called faith. So faith is what we have to have. You've heard people say when you go to maybe your church or maybe your pastor, maybe a friend says, you got to have faith. Like, man, have faith. What do I have faith? Well, faith is have a desire, believe it, and expect it. You combine them, that's faith. Now, you guys may say, well, Juan, this sounds really great, but I just still don't know how I could put it into practice like on a daily basis. How do I do that? I have a desire. I believe it, and then I'm expecting it, but honestly, I feel like I'm lying to myself. I feel like it's just not really, it's not going to happen. I just don't buy it. It seems like baloney to me. Okay, that's totally understandable, guys. And let me clarify something. For this to work, what does the Bible say? It said, if only you had faith the size of a mustard seed. One of the tiniest seeds that exist. So there, God's telling us that, guys, we don't even have to be perfect on this. This is such a powerful recipe that if you just have a little bit in each one, and one of them is just a lot stronger, like I mentioned the other day, just a lot stronger to carry you through those tough times of negative thoughts, that we'll get it. It'll happen. And see, what happens is if you exercise this recipe, I understand, guys, it feels like it doesn't work. It feels like baloney. But what will happen is you have to start having small successes, because I always used to think, and this is something I even saw in lectures and I saw it in conferences I went to, it says failure is good. Failure is good. But as I've learned through mentors that I've had, throughout the years and recent years, as I said, it's a very negative way to look at something, is to say I'm going to fail to success. It's better to say I'm going to have small successes until I get the big success. So when you hear failure, when you see failure is another word like fear. It doesn't exist, because failure to you right now, this is what most people believe failure to be. I wanted this, but I only got to here. And so that's a failure. Most people say it's a failure. And there's people that'll teach you, gurus that'll teach you, success life coaches that'll teach you. Well, failure is the bridge to success. I used to teach that until I learned that we need to put everything in a positive mindset. So we need to say small successes will build to the big success. Because you've never failed. If you are dead, you failed. I could say, well, you failed. If you died. He's trying to reach his goal, but he died. Okay, that probably I wouldn't say he failed, but I'd say, okay, his success didn't get to the big success. His small success didn't get to the big success. But if you start looking at if I didn't get there today, what did I learn from up until where I got that I can better myself so that I can just go up one or two more steps to my ultimate goal? And that's the way I would look at it. So when you're looking at these ingredients and you look at your desire and you're like, Juan, I just don't believe it's going to work. Okay, what you got to do is you got to fuel. You got to put more fire into these three ingredients. Now, desire. So when you look at desire and you go, I have a desire for this, but I don't know if it's as strong as it should be. Okay, then what is it and how can we start convincing ourselves that it needs to be a strong desire? And I'll give you an example. So say you want to have, let's just say money's always easy to just use as an example. And I'm not saying money is the most important thing in the world, because it's not, but I'm just going to use it as an example because it's easy to give an example with. So say I want $100,000. I want $100,000 that I don't have. But in and of itself, $100,000 is not going to fuel a desire in my heart. Okay? So what I need to start doing is, what am I going to do with that $100,000? Who am I going to help? Who's going to benefit? What are the benefits I'm going to get? What are the benefits somebody else is going to get because of me? So the byproduct of having that $100,000, maybe it's you're going to be able to give your mom a $10,000 birthday gift, of a check of a $10,000, and she's never had that much money. It would help her do so many things, that she's been wanting to do, maybe fix things in her house. So then you start thinking about the benefits of that $100,000. I'll be able to buy my kids, take them on a vacation. They've never had a vacation, so start thinking about the vacation and having that fun with your family that you've never had. Okay, so you got to start seeing what am I going to do with that? And when you start doing that, then your emotions start getting into play, because all of these three ingredients will work. And the scientific method in which they work is that it's an electromagnetic force that brings them into your life. And the electromagnetic force that works within your body, the biology of your body, is that your thoughts are an electrical current. Your thoughts are going to send out the signal to whatever it is you're trying to capture and bring into your life. And then your heart, where you drive your emotions, is going to be the magnet that pulls it to you. So you have an electric magnetic machine. You are an electric magnetic machine. And as you fuel these desires, so you're gonna have that thought start being embedded, and the electrical currents on that DNA of that thought are going to start getting stronger and stronger. So the signal starts getting stronger and stronger. And then the emotion of having that desire become a reality, that's going to be the emotion that your magnetism, your magnet inside of your body, is going to start getting more and more powerful, and you're going to start bringing it into your life. And what's going to happen is your reticular activating system, your RAC, which is basically the beacon, you're fueling the reticular activating system, which is in the stem of your brain. You're going to fuel that. Just imagine that's where your emotions and your thoughts connect and combine, is the reticular activating system. And then what's going to happen is you may go somewhere, and maybe you're at the bank, and you're standing in the bank to put a little deposit, your little check into the bank, and then all of a sudden you see a deposit slip on the floor, and you pick up that, you're just curious, you pick up that deposit slip, and it says withdrawal $2,000, balance $100,000. You're like, woo, that's what I want. You're like, wow. And you said coincidence. There's no coincidences. It's coming to you. That's God showing you that it's going to happen. That it's not just a possibility, but that He's got it for you. It's coming. And you just got to continue to fuel that every single day, little by little. I want to explain to you what I explain to my kids. Big things don't make big things happen. That has never been the case. Small things consistently make big things happen. And I'm going to say that again. Small things consistently make big things happen. And now, what I want to end the call with is talking about how can I stay in a mindset that I can actually be successful in every day doing those small things with my thoughts, okay, that fuel my desires, that will gain me more belief as I start seeing this. So you start seeing that deposit slip, now you're getting more belief that it's possible, and then you can say, well, I expect it, man, this could be mine. Take that deposit, put your account number, and put your name on it. Now, remember, you're seeing those pictures. Remember I told you, I'm going back and forth through all these sessions that I've taught you. You have your vision board or your vision pictures with the words of what it is that you want in a why statement, which is a lofty, you want to do a why lofty statement. So it's going to say, why do I have this? Why am I so powerful in this? Why do I have my $100,000 account? And then what you want to do is you want to always be in a positive mindset. And when I start talking about positive mindset, that is a big cliche, like, oh, here we go, positive mental attitude. No, I want you to think of positive mental attitude for what it is. And it's very simple, guys, very, very simple. Positive mindset is simply thinking of the things that you want in your life and not thinking about the things that you don't want. That's it. It's not kumbaya. It's not feeling like really bad, really crappy, and then you're like, no, but it's a great day. The sun is out, and you can barely even muster those words because you just don't feel it. What's happening in your body is you're not thinking about the things that you want. You're thinking about the negative things that are happening in your life. I need you to cancel, clear those. Remember, your brain is a computer. Just like you have a delete button in the computer, you have a delete button in your brain, and it's simple. You say cancel, clear. If you're thinking of a negative thought, and a negative thought is simply something you don't want, then you go cancel, clear, and insert it with a positive thought. Because you can only have one. I've taught you this before. You can only have one thought at the same time, so make it a positive one. And a positive thought is a thought of something that you want in your life or in somebody else's life, but you don't think about the things that you don't want. And if you can every single day, a scoop a day of thinking about the things that you want and visualizing them, putting emotion into it, making those thoughts dominant thoughts in your life, eventually the pendulum is going to swing, guys, and you're going to go to a point where you think you can't do no wrong because everything starts going your way. And that's not supposed to be a miracle, guys. That's supposed to be our everyday life. That's why God gave us this body, this biological, physical body. That's why it works this way, because God gave it to us to use it as a tool so that we can have the desires that we want in our life. And once we know we can have the desires in your life, then you start thinking of others and what others can have, and you can start teaching this, or you can start giving more, doing more for others. Because once your needs are satisfied, once your belly's full, you're going to see, guys, that you want to make somebody else have that same feeling, and you're going to want to get somebody else's belly full, and then they're going to want to get somebody else's belly full, and then they're going to want to get somebody else's belly full. And that's how we change the world, guys. That's how we go from one day at a time. Little things matter so that we can change, create a movement of goodness and start changing the world. Guys, thank you so much for this call. I love you guys. I will see you next Friday. And always go through the YouTube channel and listen to the recording so you can kind of start it becoming more of you. And if you can get to where you can teach this, then you got it, guys. You got it. Love you guys. See you next Friday.